Welcome to the organ project and the organ here at St Mary's Church in Portsea, built in 1889, and we're just embarking on quite a significant restoration of this really fine instrument. So I thought I would just broach on the subject of pitch because some people have been asking about it. So when we refer to pitch, you'll hear that we refer to A equals 440, and what that means is that this A above middle C is beating at 440 hertz per second. We can't really hear it. You can certainly hear it on lower notes as the hertz get less, so as they get closer together in the second. So 440 is concert pitch, and that was decided upon pretty much in the early 20th century, and it just means that all instruments can be built at this general pitch, which means that they can all sound in tune together. So when this organ was built, it was actually built at a completely different pitch, which was quite common at the time. So it was built at 450, so around 449 hertz. And what this means is the pitch of the instrument's just slightly sharper. And it's difficult to notice it when you play it on its own. So we've put together a little experiment for you just so you can hear the difference. So we've got this Lieblich flute on the choir, which unfortunately doesn't draw properly. We have to go up manually into the organ and make the pipes come on. So it means that we can isolate it, and we've detuned all the pipes so that they actually sound at the pitch that they were back in 1889. So the pitch down here is at what we want to go to at 449.9 hertz, and the pitch up here is what the organ currently has, which is 444. So it's 444 because when you change the pitch of an instrument, it is a huge job. You have to change the length of pipes. They then don't correspond with each other properly. They don't sound what they were intended to sound like, and they only managed to get the pitch of the instrument down to 444 because if they wanted to go any further, they'd have had to do hugely more expensive work. So I'm going to play through the start of this hymn on the choir down here, so this is at the pitch we're going to, and then I'll play the start of it up here on the current pitch so you can see if you can hear the difference. Okay, so it's probably quite difficult to hear, so what I'll do is I'll play the two together so I can pull this organ up here, the swell organ, down to the choir here at the same time. So if I play it now, you'll hear the two together, and they'll sound quite, as we would say, fruity. So you can hear them fighting with each other at different pitches. Okay, so we'd obviously never play the two instruments at different pitches together. When we change the pitch of the organ, we're changing all the pipes so that they're all uniform and sound together. So you might ask, why are we doing this? Well, the thing is, when they changed the pitch in the 1980s, they did it so crudely that it isn't done properly. The organ doesn't sound anything like what it is supposed to sound like. It will sound muffled. The trumpets in it won't sound properly. There's notes. I mean, we've noticed just with detuning this rank of pipes here that suddenly they speak much clearer, much louder, just because they're speaking what they were intended to do. So as part of our heritage restoration, we've decided that we really must put the organ back to what it should be. And there is, I mean, we're conceding that we're going to limit what we can do with orchestras in this church, but working with those orchestras, when we do want to have them in, we can look at alternatives such as digital instruments or using the organ with string instruments. So when we look at an orchestra and concert pitch, there are instruments that can still work with the organ at a different pitch. So we will program lots of fun activities and events. So just to listen to the pitch change again, this is middle C at the sharp pitch, this is middle C at the current pitch. So you'll hear that the difference is, it's very small. It's actually less than what we would call a semitone. So the distance between these two notes is called a semitone, and it's about a quarter of that distance. So, okay. And if you want to find out more, do follow us on our project website, theorganproject.org. Thank you very much.